Welcome back to Living Local. It is time to check in with Movie Mike for what is new in theaters. Mike, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure as always.
So Mike Schultz is the arts editor for the River Cities Reader, and he is, of course, joining us to look at some movies coming to the theaters.
As long as I'm here, we might as well do it. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you're not Movie Mike for a reason.
Showed up for no reason otherwise, right?
So before we get into the new movies, we're going to go back to some of the horror movies last week. One of them you really liked, the Orphan, First Kill,
Orphan,
right?
First Kill. I did not expect for us to be talking about this today because it looked tacky. It looked terrible. It is tacky and terrible and so much fun. I had such a great time at this thing. Okay, so as we mentioned last week, this is a sequel to a 2009 movie about a little girl, 10 years old, gets adopted by a family. Turns out she's not a 10-year-old girl. She's a crazy 33-year-old Russian with dwarfism. And so now it's 13 years later, so that cat's out of the bag. This is kind of a prequel to that movie, so she is kind of shown getting her first adopted American family before everything went down in 2009. What makes the movie partially crazy, as you can see right there, is the actress who plays the 7-year-old girl is actually 25 years old, and there is just no mistaking the fact that this is not a 7-year-old girl. But it turns out that halfway through the movie, where this crazy Russian comes back to infiltrate another family, there is a plot twist that is so devastating. I actually laughed out loud in the theater when it happened. And for the rest of the movie, it's like the stakes are all different. You enter thinking you're going to be seeing like a slasher movie about the little kid going crazy, and it's not that at all. It turns into something completely different that I cannot talk about, but it is both at the theaters and streaming on Paramount Plus right now. If you got a chance and you have 90 minutes and you can deal with horror movies, please see this movie. It is so awful and great fun. It is. It's a guilty pleasure like no one's business.
In 90 minutes, that's not that long. All right, so
I had a great time.
Real quick, just one word: yay or nay on Beast.
Beast, yay.
All right, perfect.
Scary Lion, good Idris Elba, great.
Excellent. All right. So now we got two new movies. For some reason, summer, I guess, is horror this year.
Oh, so August is at least. They won't leave us alone.
I know.
There's another one. Yes.
The Invitation.
The Invitation. Here we go. It's horror movie time again, folks. This takes place. Actually, it starts in America, where a young woman played by Natalie Emmanuel. You might recognize her from Game of Thrones or the Fast and the Furious series. She's terrific. She plays a young woman whose mother just passed away, and so she decides to get a DNA test because she doesn't know about any other living relatives. She finds out that she does have a long-lost cousin in the English countryside. They meet for lunch. He invites her over to meet some other members of the family over in England for a big weekend wedding. She gets there, but there doesn't seem to be a groom. There doesn't seem to be a bride, and it starts looking like she actually might be the bride herself, unwittingly. So it turns into kind of a scary movie where this crazy British family basically tries to get this woman into part of the clan. It's got little vampire imagery right there. I think we can see there's going to be blood in the wine. There's going to be blood wherever you look. But I think you mentioned this actually off PG-13.
Yeah, that's what I looked at. So it may not be too bad. Can't be too bad.
That might be bearable, absolutely. And I like Natalie Emmanuel a lot. She's terrific. And it looks kind of well shot. It looks kind of gorgeous. So we'll give it a shot. I mean, at some point, the horror movies have to stop.
I hope so. I'm trying to watch a movie in theaters now.
Right. Yeah, you're afraid to go to the theater.
I am.
Let alone see anything there. Yeah.
So, all right. So, this another horror movie, for some reason, we're going to keep on the track. It's called 3,000 Years of Longing.
Indeed. Not really a horror movie, though, to be fair. This is more, it's supernatural, but not scary.
That's not bad, then.
We think. This one might be bearable. It's an Aladdin movie. Basically, it's Aladdin for grown-ups. It is a movie in which a college professor, played by Tilda Swinton right there, she goes to a marketplace. She finds what looks like a magic lamp. She rubs the magic lamp, and a genie emerges, played by none other than Idris Elba, the star of Beast, who we are, much like horror movies, talking about on a weekly basis, apparently, these days. So the genie comes out of the lamp and says, I will grant you 3 wishes in exchange for my freedom. But this is a very clever college professor who knows that there's always a catch. And every time anyone makes a wish, it turns badly against them. And so the movie basically becomes about the genie, played by Idris Elba, kind of explaining stories from his past about previous owners he's had and adventures he's had, and trying to convince the professor into taking this offer, this very generous offer of wishes, and running with it. It is by director George Miller, whose last movie was Mad Max Fury Road. Such a good one. 2015 won 6 Oscars. Spectacular action movie. He's also the genius behind, we started the Babe movies. He started the Happy Feet movies. So he's got a really eclectic taste.
This one's probably going to be on top of it.
This is just going to be a weird blend of, his crazy action flicks and his family flicks, I guess.
Love it.
We'll see.
Hopefully it gets on the same par as Mad Max.
Agreed. That would be fantastic. Yes.
Mike,
I'm excited.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we went over a little bit of The Orphan, the first kill. He said it was a wild ending. You got to check it out.
Something.
And of course, the 2 new movies are The Invitation and 3,000 Years of Longing. You can read Mike's movie reviews inside the latest Reader Cities Reader on stands everywhere and online at rcreader.com. And for more information on today's movies, you can head over to ourquadcities.com